After making the video about the way I use tape to reinforce the nose leading edge, I thought I'd show you how I do that. And I don't do it after the kite's made. I do it while I'm making the kite. I'm going to cut out a kite and show you how I go about this. This is mylar. Usually I use polyfilm or polypropylene, but this happens to be mylar. And what I do is this is a tempered glass work surface. I spray it with water. And when I smooth it out, that holds it down. Now you can see it's wrinkled. I purposely wrinkled this, watered it up, opened it up, watered it up, opened it up, about 10 times. I like the way the kite behaves in the air with this kind of a texture to the sail. Next, what I do is I put the kite template on the mylar or whatever I'm using for a kite sail. And then I draw around it I do this so that I can see where to put my tape on the nose. I don't have to draw all the way around it for that purpose, but I do usually draw around it just in case the template slips and I need to realign it. I have a way to reference it here that otherwise I wouldn't. I take the template away, and I hope you can see the lines here. Maybe I'll make them darker if I can. I hope you can see that. I take the template away, and I have tape. This happens to be black that I use to put onto the back of the sail before I cut it out. And by doing that, it allows me the freedom to be a little bit sloppy with my tape and not have to worry about it, because the tape itself will be cut along with the sail material. And what I use to cut it, well, first of all, this tape happens to be peel back tape, but you could use any kind of tape you want, doesn't really matter. But I just align it with the outline and make sure that it extends below the point where the bow is going to cross the nose leading edge. I'm not sure that's really critical, but I've always done it that way, and so that's how I do it. And put the other one on right here. Now these don't have to be too exact because I'm going to cut it out based on my template. And what I use to cut it, when I'm using a polyfilm, or in this case, this happens to be mylar, but it's about the same kind of stuff, I use a soldering pencil. I think this is like 35 watts, 30 watts. And it melts the polyfilm. So I just move it along the perimeter of my template. And in this case, at the nose, I cut through the tape and the sail material at the same time. And this cuts through it pretty well. Sometimes it'll not cut completely, but it's easy to redo it before I take the template away. Pretty simple deal. So this is the kite has been cut out with the hot knife or in my case, soldering iron. Now I peel away the excess, and I have my kite sail cut out and already with tape on the leading edge of the nose so that it is where I want it. It's ready to go. Now all I have to do is put on, I think in this case I'll use a carbon fiber flat spine, and then I'll use a carbon fiber rod for the bow, which will sit about in here. But I wanted to show you this way of making the tape on the nose, because what this does by doing it this way is it makes sure that the bonding at the edge where the wind is the most damaging to the sail material, the bond is really good. Whether you cut it with a knife or whether you cut it hot like I did, either one will improve that bonding at the very edge, which is what you want. Well, I hope this is helpful, and you can use it in your next kite making project.